Stop. Before going on your next cruise, you're going to want to watch this video because in this video, we're going to give you 5 common mistakes most cruisers make and how you can avoid them. Cue the intro and let's get into it.
Trevi from the Adventure Buddies, the modern travel family, bringing you another video filled with tips, tricks, and inspiration to make sure you maximize your next family adventure, like we always do here at the Adventure Buddies.
Mistake number 1, only eating at the buffet. So at a cruise, there are a variety of different dining options and we urge you to try them all if possible. So a few tips for you. Don't go to the buffet on the first day. Why? This is typically the most crowded because everyone is enticed to the all-inclusive buffet. So don't do that. Go book a dinner reservation at the top place of your choosing on day 1. You have the most success rate in getting that reservation. Mistake number 2 is just picking a cabin at random. So having no thought process in where you're going to spend the next few days on board. So instead, we urge you to be a little bit more strategic in this process. A few tips for you to consider. So 1, make sure that you try and get somewhere with a window or a balcony. That's going to help with seasickness, but also that feeling of claustrophobia. And then 2, speaking of seasickness, if you are prone to motion sickness, we urge you to pick a cabin in the middle of the ship. This is where it's going to be the most stable. And then the third thing to consider is try not to book a room by the elevator or a nightclub because they're oftentimes going to be most crowded and full of noise, and so you're not going to be getting that peaceful sleep that you're trying to get. So the third common mistake that we see people make is failing to plan ahead and book reservations early. So this comes into fact in one particular area, and so those are the busy at sea days. So as soon as you get on board, we urge you to book your spa treatments, your dinner reservations for those at sea days as soon as you can, because those are the spots that are going to book up fast because everyone's on a ship. What else are you gonna do? So the other thing that we urge you to do is really pay attention to that daily itinerary that gets slid under your door each and every day. We found that this itinerary gives you a ton of additional activities, contests, etc. to do throughout your day. It helps you have a ton more adventures than not knowing what else is on the ship to do. So we found dance competitions, sporting events, etc. all by just leveraging that daily itinerary. So the fourth common mistake that we see is probably our favorite mistake to point out is don't book just the cruise offered onshore excursions. Why? Because those excursions are often 1, expensive and 2, crowded. And so with that crowd, you're oftentimes limited to what you can see. So instead, we urge you to do a private excursion, which is 1, going to be a very similar price, but 2, allows you to fully customize your onshore excursions to have the most epic adventures you can in a short amount of time while at port. So if you want a full video on why we think you should do this, click the link above here. However, just a word of caution, if you do book a private excursion, so one not through the cruise line, that cruise ship does not wait for you if you are late. So be that as you may. So the 5th common mistake that we see many cruisers making is not understanding what their ticket gets there and assuming that everything is an all-inclusive. So unfortunately, it's not. So yes, they do have the all-inclusive packages. They have the drinks only inclusive packages. And so they have a variety of things in between. So really make sure you understand what your ticket and your package bought you and what it didn't, and plan your budget accordingly to maximize your fun on board. So there you guys have it, 5 common mistakes that we see while going on a cruise. Comment down below if you think there's a mistake that we missed and you want to share with our community. And while you're at it, please consider giving us that big thumbs up. Hit that red subscribe button for more travel tips and adventures. And most importantly, remember, life's an adventure. Who are you going on with?